Welcome back to the Bob Davis Podcast YouTube channel, which is just kind of a jump-off point for all of my audio podcasts, which are available on iTunes and on the page at thebobdavispodcast.com. So I'm very pleased to report that I got into the National Weather Service right here in Norman. I was at the Radar Center, which is really a sensitive facility. And being me, I just thought, well, I'll just bamboozle my way in there, and that's just not going to happen. It was funny because the minute when I walked in, the guy stood up immediately like, this guy's nuts, and he's... And so I really want to thank Kelly Pirtle at the National Weather Service, the public affairs officer, and the folks that I talked to, and you'll hear more in the podcast when I get it up. I'm not going to do it now because I'm headed to Arkansas, but a lot of information about forecasting and what they do here and why it is so sensitive. And this is a sensitive facility, so in terms of what they do, a lot of complexities and things of that nature. So a little persistence in calling the right people ends up being the right move. I talked to one of the big forecasters, and then I talked to another forecaster, and they hooked me up with Kelly, and then I got in, and they've got, actually, this is a public facility. You can come here and visit, and I'm reminded of when I was a kid, when we would take our road trips, if there was something I was interested in, or if there was something that my parents were interested in, we would stop, and I'm sure everybody has this experience. We'd stop and we'd go, and we'd look at the locks and dams on the river in Illinois, or we would, visit the old ship, or we would do something of that nature because it was interesting. And the thing is, this is how you learn. And I think this is what kids don't do enough today. So this was sort of my little field trip, but it puts a cap on the storm chasing podcast. And oddly enough, just as I'm finishing up here, it appears that a severe weather event is developing in Wichita, which is where I was 24 hours ago. As I said to Kelly, wherever I go, the sky's clear and there's not a hint of any storm. So I am headed east to Arkansas, where I'm sure the weather will be beautiful. Bye-bye.